Hi, welcome to our second tutorial. Today I will show you how to create sounding tables. In case you didn't watch our first tutorial related to creation of new ship, it's a draft marks, importing the hydrostatic data table. Please watch this first tutorial first and make yourself familiar how to create a new ship. The sounding table could be created for an existing ships only. So first you have to create a new ship and later on you can upgrade your ship for a sounding table. Please navigate to My Fleet via main menu, and under the My Fleet you can see already our ship Zealand Juliana, and we are going to create a sounding table for this ship. The sounding table or sounding report is available via context menu. So you will make a right click to ship's name and the context menu will appear. From the context menu you can choose a sounding report. The dialog window with the sounding report will appear. As you can see, our sounding report is completely empty. So for the time being we can close it and we can start with importing the sounding tables to DoSurvey application. So navigate again via context menu using the right click to Ships, Compartments. Click the View Compartments. The dialog window with the Ships Compartments will be displayed. In order to create the ship sounding table, we have to create the ship's compartments first. The ship compartment list we can find the beginning of the ship's sounding tables. I will open the Zealand Juliana sounding tables document. Here it is, and scrolling down you will find the list of compartments. So, Zealand Juliana has a couple of compartments. During our tutorial we will create the sounding table for a 4-peak tank. All other compartments later on could be created in the same manner as a 4-peak tank. Let's return to the DoSurvey application and create the 4-peak tank compartment. Select the first row and write down the compartment name. You can add the unlimited quantity of vessel compartments. During this tutorial we will make focus only on the 4-peak tank compartment. In case you want to erase the compartment, just right click, select the delete the compartment, confirm, and the compartment will be erased. Here is an important to say that using top menu you can switching in between different type of compartments, ballast water and fresh water, which are presently displayed, fuel and lap oil, other compartments, cargo holds and the cargo tanks. Let's return to our ballast water and the freshwater compartments, where we already create the 4-peak tank compartment. Each compartment has a few attributes which could be filled up. In case of sounding tables, I am suggesting to fill up the sounding pipe length attribute and the maximum volume only. So for these two values, let's return to a ship sounding tables document. The 4-peak tank volume is 470.419 cubic meters. I will just copy this value and paste it inside the maximum volume column. The sounding pipe length you can find scrolling down to 4-peak compartment, and it's a maximum sounding value. 4-peak tank maximum sounding value is 11.151 meters, and such value could be considered as a maximum length of a sounding pipe. Once we filled up the compartment name, type, sounding pipe length and the maximum volume, we can import the sounding table. The sounding table could be imported via the context menu, where you will right-click on the compartment and select the Import Sounding Table. The dialog window will appear with a short and important instruction in which manner the sounding table could be imported. As you can see, there is no option to manually input the sounding tables data inside the DoSurvey application. The sounding tables data could be imported only using a Microsoft Excel workbook. The manual input of sounding data inside the DoSurvey application is not supported because such input will be very time intensive, and it's very difficult for human beings to succeed and input manually 382 pages containing a couple thousand of values. As you can see and you can read from the instruction, there are 4 important requirements which are supposed to be followed in order to successfully import the sounding table data. The first row of the Excel file must contain the trim values. Trim to stern must be a negative value. The first column must contain sounded heights, and the sounding table must be on the first sheet in the Microsoft Excel workbook. So let's have a look on a proper Microsoft Excel workbook, how it looks like, how supposed to looks like to be successfully imported inside DoSurvey application. Here is the 4-pick tank Excel file containing all sounding data. As you can see, the first row contains the trim values from 2 meters to bow to 5 meters to stern. The first column contains the sounding heights, and all other column contains the volumes assigned to each trim value. Such file could be easily imported within the DoSurvey application. Using the right click, Import Sounding Table, select the table, select the 4-pick tank Excel file and open it. The application will read the file and provide the result where the table will be displayed. In order to complete the import of sounding table data, just press the import button and the data are stored. Now I will show you how to create the Excel file which could be imported inside the DoSurvey application. So as a first step, open the sounding tables document and scroll down to select the 4-pick sounding table data. So we will select the all values related to our 4-pick tank. Select a couple rows from the first page and scroll down to the last page of 4-pick tank. Once you will reach the last page, press the Shift key and click to the last value. You can see that all data related to 4-pick tank are highlighted. Make a right click and copy all values. Once the values are stored in your clipboard, open the notepad and insert paste all values to notepad. I will save this file as a 4-pick tank notepad. Now you can open the Microsoft Excel and navigate to data, and in similar manner like in case of hydrostatic tables, we will import from text. Here is our file where we stored all the values from a PDF. It's a text file, and we will import it. As you can see, Excel imported all values from our text file and delimited by the colon implicitly. We know that our values are delimited by the space, so just choose the proper delimiter. From the combo box I will select the space, and Excel will delimit it properly. Now you can see that our sounding data are displayed properly, where in the first column the sounding height and in the second column is the volume. Pressing the load, you will import all values within the Excel spreadsheet. As you can see, just raw imported data are not fulfilling the requirements which we discussed to be fulfilled in order to successfully import the Excel file within the DoSurvey application. So we have to adjust the raw data to be possible imported to DoSurvey application. For a while we will return to sounding tables to show you how the sounding tables are designed. Each compartment, as our 4-peak tank, is split to a couple of tables as per the ship's trim, starting from no trim over 5 meters by stern trim to 4 meters by stern trim to trim 3 meters by stern to trim 2 meters by stern, 1 meter by stern, 1 meter by the bow, and the last one 2 meters by the bow. So let's return to our Excel file, where we will prepare our table headers as per our sounding tables. Click the empty sheet 1 and fill up the trim values starting from the first column. The first column is not a trim value, but it's sounded height. I will mark it as a H. And from the column B we will fill up all available trims as per our sounding tables, where are available trims as 2 meters by bow, 1 meter by bow, even keel, 1 meter by stern, 2 meter by stern, 3 meters by stern, 4 meters by stern, and 5 meters by stern. All trims to stern should be with a negative value. Okay, now we are done with the headers, and we will return back to our original data, where we have to adjust the original data table. The original data table, unfortunately, except the sounding data containing the data included in a PDF file, headers and footers, and we want to erase this data. So scroll down and choose the header and footer data and erase it. Once you will reach the end of sounding table for a 0 trim, and where the sounding table for trim 5 meters begin, you erase all except the data containing the trim value. I will highlight this trim value by red, because this trim value is splitting our sounding table, and will continue with erasing next footers and headers. Such operation you can make through whole sounding table. Once you reach a new trim value, just highlight it by the red and erase all around. Okay, we are done with the adjusting of original data. We will return back to the header. As we can see from the units mentioned in the second row, the first column is related to sounded height in meters, and the second column is related to volume in cubic meters. These two data columns are essential for us, and we will need to copy the values to our prepared sheet 1 as per the trim. The first part of a sounding table is related to trim 0 meters. First, what we will make, we will copy all the values of sounded height. I will copy the values and paste it to sheet number 1. Next step, I will copy all the volume values for a 0 trim. And we'll copy values to our empty sheet 1 under the 0 trim. Same procedure I will follow in case of following data for trim 5 meters by the stern. Again, select all volumes for 5 meter stern, copy and paste under 5 meters. Same procedure you can follow in case all remaining trim values. Once you copy all columns, you are done with the sounding table and we can erase the original data. Within the workbook should remain only sheet 1 with the first row containing the trim headers and the column with the sounded height and the columns containing the volume values. It can happen that each cell is highlighted by a green triangle in left top corner. These triangles are showing that the values are stored as a text. In order to remove all these triangles, you just select all the cells, press the exclamation sign and convert to number. Choose the convert to number. All the values will be converted to numbers and green triangles will disappear. At this moment we can save our file. I will save it to a same location as our text file and will name it forpic Excel. Please save it as a Excel 97-2003 workbook. Once the file is saved, we can close it. We will return back to our ballast and freshwater compartments table where it's already created for pig tank. And we will import our Excel sounding table. Import procedure is very simple. Just make a right click to compartment and select import sounding table. The sounding table import dialog window will appear. Press the button on the top and from select file window choose our forpic Excel file which we previously created and press open. The system will read the file and will show you the result, where all the sounded heights and the trim columns together with all volume values are displayed. To complete the operation, click Import and the sounding table is saved for the forpic tank. Now we can close ballast and freshwater compartment dialog window. Now let's have a look what we created. Move the cursor about the Zealand Juliana ship, press the right button and select Sounding Report. The Sounding Report window will be displayed. As you can see on the list is already our forpic tank, where the usual attributes could be modified and the table is recalculated automatically. For example, you can adjust the sounding. I will enter the sounding 5.23 meters and the actual volume and the actual weight together with actual percentage fill is recalculated automatically. You can adjust any of these attributes and the other attributes are recalculated automatically. There is an option to tick a full attribute as a true and the compartment is filled to its maximum volume and the weight is recalculated as per specific gravity. In order to create the next compartments and assign to each compartment the sounding table, you have to follow the same procedure as was done with our 4-peak tank. At the moment I will close the ballast water sounding report and will import all other compartments and its sounding tables. Let's have a look on our comprehensive sounding table for a Zealand Juliana. Right click the ship, open the sounding report, and as you can see on the list are already all ballast water and freshwater compartments. Now I would like to show you a few useful functions which can make your work more easier. In case you need to, for example, fill the trim values by one trim value, you just click any trim value cell, make the right click, select the input all and fill up the desired trim, for example -1 meter. Press OK and all the trim values will be adjusted accordingly. In same manner could be adjusted the specific gravity. Right click any specific gravity value, select input all and fill up the desired value. All the specific gravity values will be adjusted. In case you are not satisfied with the order of compartments and you want to reorganize it, you can just click the compartment name and you can choose move up or move down. So by this context menu, using the right click, you can adjust the position of the compartment within the sounding table. That's all about the sounding tables and the ship compartments. Now you have the comprehensive knowledge how to create the compartment and how to import the sounding table to a compartment, including the procedure how to migrate the data from PDF to Excel file. Thanks for attention. In case you have some questions, you can drop it down to the comments.